Welcome to the Little Big Young OG podcast. This is the Only Facts podcast. This is going to be the fourth episode of my podcast. And today we're going to be breaking down the video of my former favorite political commentator, Hunter Avallone. For those that don't know, I was a guest on Hunter Avallone's show, or whatever you call it. It's just a little channel where he does a little YouTube commentary, covers the news, and brings people on who disagree. So for those who don't already know, I was a fan of Hunter. I don't agree with everything he says. We have a couple disagreements, but overall, he's a big fan of the LGBTQ, big supporter of the community. And for those who don't know, my sister and me were best friends, and she's the best person I know. She's a part of that community, so she turned me on to Hunter Avallone, and been watching ever since for about 2 years. Well, I've always wanted to go on and talk about a couple things that we disagree on. I'm also a fan of the Fresh and Fit podcast, which, I don't know, I get a lot of weird stares when I mention that I'm a fan of both channels, but I think that you can have different opinions on different subjects. So anyway, we're going to be breaking down this video. I think Hunter kind of did me dirty, and he kind of tried to take some of the things I was saying out of context. Just want to start off by saying I love my wife, and but I just have a couple different old school traditional views on relationships. Either way, we're going to break those down when I get more into it. But right now, let's watch the video. And by the way, guys, I kind of had a little bit of a stomach bug and a cold at the time. But so here we go.
Oh yeah, I think I might be able to change your mind on a couple things. When it comes to like I don't really like to call it the red pill, because I think it's kind of cringe. But first and foremost, big fan of what you got going on. I would say I'm more of like a center left leaning on politics. I used to be pretty right wing.
Okay.
Been watching your channel for about 2 years, and
Well,
appreciate
hey, thanks so
you
much for the support. I really appreciate it. Also, not trying to rush you, but you might want to make it quick because my kids are up, so I'm gonna have to dip here pretty soon.
So right off the back, you see what he's doing right here. He's trying to act like he has somewhere to be. I mean, why don't you just finish the debate like a man and then go and take care of what you got to do? But I think he did this because I was in the comment section prior before he invited me on, and I was sticking up for Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit, and I told him I was a fan, but I also agree with what Myron says because from my experience, that's how women act. So already this is a tactic that Hunter's doing. He doesn't want to really have a long debate, because if he can just simply real quick be like, look at me, I'm a pro-woman, I'm a feminist, and then run away, he thinks he won. So I already caught that right off the bat, but I was still being respectful. I didn't want no disrespect.
Pretty soon.
Yeah, no, it's understandable. But yeah, first and foremost, I mean, I just want to give you a little bit of background why I think you're wrong. It's kind of weird because, like, I'm a big fan of your channel and Fresh and Fit for different reasons. But yeah, I think first and foremost, I think Myron and the other guy, Fresh, are right about 99% of things. So is there like a specific thing that you disagree with the most? Like, we can talk about the man cheating thing.
I disagree heavily with the narcissistic claim he made.
Okay, so we can talk about that. So yeah, I would say from my experience, a lot of females, a lot of women.
You can see right off the bat the people in the comment sections are not tolerant, and that's another reason why I'm part of Hunter's community, because people there are supposedly supposed to be more tolerant, but all right off the bat, beer, trucks, horses, girls in it, girls in short jeans, shorts. I mean, it's just the stereotypical, the old shit that I used to get back when I lived in Arkansas. People just always want to make fun of me. Anyway, let's go on.
And more narcissistic, and the reason is because like whenever I had one of my male friends cheat on a woman, he felt bad. He got kicked out and all that, and but every time it seems like a female cheats, she always blames the man, like she wasn't getting attention. And I just think it's kind of bullshit. And it just seems like, from my experience, I would agree with Myron that females are more narcissistic. Would you disagree with that?
Well, I would disagree with it only because, I mean, like I was just saying, that's an empirical claim. So you would need to have some kind of a statistic to back it up. So you may have had experience with some narcissistic women. I'm not denying that. But drawing the conclusion that based on your experience, women are more narcissistic, therein lies the problem.
Now look at what Hunter really just does right there. Y'all might have missed it, but he automatically just he just wants to discredit my personal experience and right away go into what he always does. Even when I was a fan of Hunter, I was always kind of thrown off by the fact that he would always go and get cherry pick studies, and I just knew that that wasn't going to be good. I thought it was pretty bad. But anyway, gonna go on.
Well, I mean, I can actually give you guys some data on that. There's a book.
And also, I just really want to say one thing real quick. I told him about how all my friends who's ever cheated, including myself, felt bad, and but I guarantee you, if I was a woman and I said I did something I felt bad, he'd probably care. He probably wouldn't dismiss it. But since I'm a man, he dismisses it.
Why Women Deserve Less was actually written by Myron, and he gets all into how that female nature just inherently is more narcissistic because it goes and stems into like old biology about how if a woman would cheat on her man, she would get thrown out of the tribe, and this is going back to like,
This is not as much of an okay. First of all, Myron's book is not data or a study.
How was Myron's book not data? There's studies and data in his book. Deflection tactics.
The Red Pill channel's book, I don't think is the best source if we're debating that Red Pill channel. So that's the first thing. Second of all, anytime people try to like, well, it's biological this, listen, there might be certain biological reasons why we view this thing as different, partially because women have obviously a risk of getting pregnant, whereas men don't have that risk. There's definitely like, or I'm not even denying that there's not biological things at play, of course. However, let's be real here. The notion that women by nature are just more narcissistic is simply untrue. In fact, it's men who are socialized to be confident, assertive, and aggressive, which are traits of narcissism. So not only do you have that, you also have literal data which shows that men have higher rates of narcissism than women.
Well, I mean,
no, that right there is just a crock of shit. So he's going to say, well, men are taught to be confident, and confidence is also a sign of narcissism. That's just two different examples, but doesn't mean to tie into each other. Anyway, that's just a cheesy little, kind of a weak little thing he tries to do there.
I'm the only person who brought a source up, and I understand you might not like the source being from Myron Gaines, but since you seem so confident, don't you have a source? And I'm not trying to be like...
Sure, I'll pull up a source right now for you. Yeah, hold on one second.
I'm not trying to be argumentative, Hunter. Like I said, I just, I agree with you on
Don't worry about it.
things.
Just give me 3 seconds. Hold on.
And you can see right there, I think I might have caught Hunter in a bad mood. He seems to not be very patient with me. I mean, I felt like I had to talk faster than I normally do because he was just being impatient from the start. But right away, people were probably his wife, because his wife probably wears the pants. She's telling him to hurry up, Hunter. You got to get off and come down here and cook and clean and do the dishes. And now just look at that face right there. You see that? That's the face of a man who doesn't wear the pants.
Damn, I'm sorry if you're having a bad day. I just told you I was a fan, but okay.
All right, sorry about that. Let me Okay. So here's male and female the differences. The University of Buffalo condensed 31 years of research on...
Another thing I want to point out, he said females. It's like every time somebody says the word female, his jacket's all triggered. Like, what the fuck is up with that? I mean, imagine somebody getting hurt because he used the word male. We're males and females. I mean, it doesn't make any sense that everybody gets upset with me when I said females, but when he says females, it's not a problem.
Narcissism, involving over 475,000 participants, into a report concluding that even taking on board differences of age and background, men are more likely to be narcissistic than women.
Oh man, that's probably...
So my source is the University of Buffalo, 31 years of research with over 400.
University of Buffalo is obviously going to be pro-women, so it's kind of a biased study.
100,000 sample size.
Yeah, but was that study done by a woman? I mean, put it this way, Hunter. I'm not
No, it
trying
was
to
done
be
by a
like-
man, or this article at least was written by a man. Hold on,
Probably-
let me
probably
check.
male.
Let me check. But you realize that even if it were, hold on, wait,
Why are
wait,
you
no,
doing
no,
that?
no,
You're
because
being
even
mean.
if you
And there he goes. Every time I try to say a point, he wants to interrupt and cut me off.
were correct, and even if you're right that it was written by a woman, that does not dismiss the data.
And
I would say it does, because what type of person's going to try to sit there and dismiss a man, calling them out on their bunch of bullshit and narcissism? A woman.
honestly, I think most women don't care if a man cheats as long as he's providing for her. And what I mean by that is like no one in the red pill community is trying to say that it's okay to cheat, Hunter. I think that's something that
Well, they seem
you're-
far more dismissive of it when it's men compared to women, and that's another
there-
thing I would disagree with
there's
him
a
on.
big difference. But isn't there a big difference with it, Hunter? Because a man can't carry a baby. So if a man spreads a seed, you obviously have more. Everybody knows who the father is.
So is
and
it
the mother.
equal then if the woman cheats but doesn't get pregnant?
That is a sin in the eyes of God.
What?
Well, here's the thing about
He has
it,
the
Hunter.
wait, no. He has the possibility to impregnate. His actions could
Once again, he cuts me off again.
lead to something like that as well.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
Fresh and Fit make it sound as if it's the woman's fault that the men cheat because she's not being attractive enough.
but isn't our goal to spread our genes and live on forever? Because we're all going to die one day, and everything, all the money that we made, it's all going to mean nothing.
If
So
that's
you're-
your goal, then go out and hook up with as many people as you'd like to. But if you have committed, hold on, wait. If you've committed to a partner, it is not okay to just neglect that vow and go off and sleep around.
I mean, I agree as long as you're like you're broke and not really a man of high status. Like for instance, I grew up in Arkansas and I didn't really come from much. And I used to kind of be like a misogynist and whatnot, and I used to think it was okay for every man to cheat. And I ended up cheating on. Well, she wasn't my wife. We didn't actually get married for real, thank God, or she would have probably divorced me for I didn't have much. But anyway, fast forward, I ended up making something of myself, worked very hard, and I do all right. I'm not saying I'm a rich man, but I do all right.
Okay.
And so for everybody who wants to call me stupid in the chat, that's kind of mean. I'm doing something right. But anyway, my wife doesn't care. I mean, she doesn't like it, but she kind of knows that I don't really cheat on her much, but I have before. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean anything. Now, if it's just a
It doesn't mean
biology.
anything if so. I think what you're getting at is that for women to desire sex, it requires more of an emotional connection. So the woman
Well,
would
it-
first
it
have to have
does.
an in-depth
Exactly.
emotional connection or attachment to another
He's
man.
right about that.
Yeah. I
Whereas
think
for
I'm way to
you, it's
go.
more like I just want to fuck because I'm a guy,
Exactly.
testosterone. Yeah, and
Exactly.
but I'm saying that's irrelevant because you have both made a commitment. You've both agreed to a commitment. So it's not worse if a woman cheats compared to a man. It's bad to cheat on a partner, especially if you want to talk about how it's important that the wife
Now listen, I wanted to have more time, but Hunter kept cutting me off. I just want to say that what type of cheating really matters? Do you just want to have a good time, or is it the cheating that you're giving your heart away? When a woman cheats, that's exactly what she's doing. When a man cheats, it don't mean nothing, but he just wants to have a good time.
has that in-depth emotional connection with her partner. Similarly, it's important that the man has that his exclusive, I guess, access to sex in this case from that partner. They both are providing needs for one another. So just if the woman requires a more in-depth emotional connection first, doesn't necessarily mean it's worse if she cheats.
I mean, it sounds like you understand where I'm coming from to an extent. So maybe I'm winning you over a bit, but there's more common ground I think we got to come to. So when I cheated in the past, back when I was just a brokey,
Now, I feel like I'm winning Hunter over right off the bat. Yeah, he's a little in denial on a couple things, but you, as you can see, he's conceded that I made a couple points. So I think I'm winning him over, and you're going to see a trend here as the video goes on, that Hunter, deep down, I believe, agrees with me because it's common sense and biology, and even though he tries not to be, he is a biological man. And he knows I'm right, but he doesn't want to admit it because he'll lose a bunch of his subscribers.
you know, I never got back with her, but now, like I said,
And this is why I know he wants to be on my side. He has it too. I mean, I'm just brave enough to admit it. But did you see that again right there? His wife's still telling him to get off the computer. And instead of telling her, bitch, know your role, he just continues to take the shit.
We say we're married. We're not really married because I don't want to get taken to the cleaners. But because there is a bias against men in the court of law, which is another thing I think you might disagree with me on, but it's 100% true.
No,
but
I mean,
anyway,
I would agree with that. Like, if you mean like men getting sentenced to longer
yeah,
time in prison.
yeah. And
Yeah,
I know
a lot of that's
all,
because of toxic masculinity. Shit that Fresh and Fit directly reinforce rather than.
No, he agrees with me there, but then he tries to spin it around and blame it on Fresh and Fit. But I can tell I'm winning him over.
It's not toxic masculinity, Hunter. It's truth. It's just biological nature. In fact, like I mean, if I go out there and cheat, I'm not even saying I cheat very much. It's just I've done it before, and it didn't mean anything. But if my wife was to go out there and cheat, first of all, that's a sin in the eyes of God. I'm a religious man, and it's pretty apparent in the Bible that a lot of the kings and whatnot, the kings and the sultans and all the men of high value and high status,
That is the face right there, but man is being red-pilled.
all of them had multiple women. So I don't know what you're going to say about that, but that is just an undeniable truth.
Yeah, because there's a difference between polygamy as far as like marrying multiple women and then cheating on women. And this is also not true. Don't you know the story about, is it Bathsheba?
Never heard of her.
And was it King Solomon and Bathsheba?
Yeah, King Solomon was a player.
Yeah, King Solomon saw a beautiful woman bathing on her rooftop, and so he sent her husband off to the front lines of war so that he would die, and he slept with her. And King Solomon was punished by God. Okay, not Solomon, sorry, it was David. And David was punished by God for that.
Right.
So you cannot say it's not a sin necessarily for men because they had multiple wives.
All right, so let's ignore the entire Bible that talks all about how high-status men can sleep around and do whatever they want, and bring up one example. This is the type of shit I'm talking about.
My dude, give me a break. That is mad cope. No, that's mad cope.
It sounds like you're the one coping. I'm not even trying to be mean. It just sounds like you're the...
How am I coping? Look at him. He's over there. He's acting like a dementia patient, like an old person who just doesn't want to take their medication. You're trying to help them. You know they need the medication to survive in this world. They spit it out. Well, that's me with the red pills. Look at that face right there. He's trying to spit the pills out because he knows that if he swallows the entire truth, he's swallowing a little bit of the truth, but if he swallows the entire truth, he's going to know that he's going to lose all of his subs.
You're the one coping because
you're saying the Bible justifies it because God blessed some polygamous relationships, which again are different than actually cheating on people.
But how comes that every single society all around the world, before there was ever contact between one another, it was always frowned upon for women to be promiscuous? How comes that?
Because women could get pregnant.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons. But it's also because the woman's job is to be submissive to the man. And if she's running around opening her legs for every single
This is
man
not
that
the
comes
woman's
her way,
job. This is why I'm getting mad at you. And this is why I don't think that I don't know how much of a fan you can possibly be of me.
I think he's a little bit triggered.
If you're saying this dumb shit. It is not a woman's job to submit to a man.
I can be a fan of you and Fresh and Fit, Hunter, because you're an ally to the LGBT.
Listen to the irony right there. It's not the woman's job to submit to the man. And look at that face right now. His wife is just totally telling him what to do. Hunter, get downstairs and sleep and dust. And this man right here doesn't want to be a man. I mean, just look at him. Look at his face. He's just sitting there and I'm taking all this shit from his wife. God, what a fucking pussy.
Sorry, I got a little tongue twisted.
Look at him. He's all stressed out. I mean, Jesus, Hunter, take the damn red pill. For Christ's sake.
I just get a little nervous when I get yelled at. I had a tough childhood, but you get a little bit triggered about this Fresh and Fit stuff, and I
get triggered because you're saying lies. So when you say
it's not a lie, Hunter.
Yes, when you say it's women's job to submit to the man, no, it's not. Maybe at one point, culturally,
it is 120%. That is a fact. That it is a woman's job to submit to her man.
That was
so you admit at one point that was a normal thing, right?
Wait, yes, it was a cultural norm, but it doesn't mean
you agree with me.
No, because you're saying it's still the woman's job to submit to a husband, and I'm saying no, it's not. Just if at one point it was culturally seen that way, one doesn't justify it, and two, this is again not the data. Women don't do as well in caregiving positions when they feel like they are pressured to be in those positions to begin with.
I could just get. I recited 3 different sources: the Bible, the Quran, and Myron Gaines' book. All 3 of those sources can say different.
And there he goes. He doesn't like the sources. He doesn't like 3 credible sources. He just wants to laugh me off. And that's a discrediting tactic. It's kind of weak. And it's something that you would expect from somebody who doesn't wear the pants in his relationship.
And what you're saying, so you can
Wait.
sit there.
The Bible doesn't help you because the Bible depicts God punishing the man who cheated. Second of all, the data points demonstrate. Hold on, wait. The data points demonstrate that when women and men are treated equally in relationships, those relationships are the most successful ones. Those are the most successful relationships.
But how comes that God told Abraham that if he couldn't have kids with Sarah, to impregnate his younger slave wife because she was hotter and younger? That also ties into men are more attractive.
I don't know. Why did God also say you could get slaves? There's lots of things from God that I'm confused by, which is probably why he's a real.
That is absolute fucking blasphemy.
I don't
bad
believe
source.
in slavery.
Yeah, okay,
God,
good. Well, God does,
source?
so I don't know why you disagree with him there. But again,
Another liberal tactic. I mean, I'm like center leftist, but I can't stand this bullshit. I mean, you see what he does there. He goes, the Bible also believed in slavery. What he's trying to insinuate, just because I believe in being a real man and taking leadership in your relationship, now somehow I support slavery. Maybe it was a jab at me being from the South. I don't know. Not very tolerant, fucking Hunter.
and conversation for another time. It is not a woman's job to submit to the man.
No, it's because I'm making a point. I thought we were almost agreeing on something. I mean, damn. I mean, I could come over here and I could tell you about how much I agree with you on, I don't know, LGBTQ issues and whatnot, but I want to talk about something we might disagree.
Very disrespectful. Invites me on his show, and he's sitting there, still taking shit from his wife. She's a Hunter, get off the computer. Go, stop playing video games, Hunter. Stop working, Hunter, and provide. And he's trying to work and provide. But little does he know, he's kind of trying to be a real man, but she's still trying to kick him off the computer. And instead of saying, bitch, know your fucking role, he's just sitting there getting all flustered. And he takes it out on me. He takes it out on me even though he knows I'm making good points.
On, and this is it, but it seems like you agree with half of what I'm saying.
No, I don't.
Away.
No,
and you pivot away. No, you even agree that, man. Okay, go ahead. I'll let you explain.
So, okay, you're saying it's a woman's job to submit to the husband. I conceded that at one point it was culturally, like a cultural norm for the woman to be submissive to the husband.
Oh, I changed your mind.
Hold on. No, you didn't change my mind. That's a historical fact. I've always known this. I've talked about this before, of course. You didn't change my mind on that. I conceded that. What I'm disagreeing with you on is the notion that women should still be submissive to the husband because, one, there's data points demonstrating that equal relationships are the most successful. They have more sex. They have a way lower risk of divorce.
Data point demonstrated from some type of like feminist source. This is what he does. He handpicks all the sources.
There's data points showing that women, when they are pressured into caregiving positions or being mothers, if they don't want to be, oftentimes have more depression, neglect their own well-being. They don't do as well. So whether or not the Bible says this thing, you would think that if the Bible were true, it would be borne out by the data, but it's not. And like almost everything else with the Bible, it's in conflict with modern day information.
It's because the modern people are Satanists and they don't want us to follow the Bible. And honestly, do you think it's sexist for 1 second to suggest that a man who's stronger, has more testosterone and can provide, and has a wife, and he thinks that she should submit, you think that is sexist?
If she's agreed to that, if that's the marriage agreement, then no. But if you're like, hey, I'm married, and as by virtue of me being a man, you, as the woman, need to submit to me. Yes, that's sexist as fuck.
How is that? So do you think it's sexist that if a man and a woman are walking down the street, let's not even say it's his wife, it's just a friend of his who's a woman,
Don't do this, please. Can I change the subject, please? I'm not trying to pivot, but I already know you're going to say if she gets attacked, what are you going to
pivoted so fucking hard, he almost fucking slipped on ass.
do? There's going to be a guy that needs to step up. Yeah, because he's stronger physically. Okay. Why does that? No. Why does that translate to the man should be leading the relationship?
But you're the one who said that they found female skeletons with spears in their hands. So they're...
Jesus, there's his wife still nagging him. I mean, damn. Fucking tell her the men are talking. Jesus.
before, a woman can fight back according to your logic. I'm just saying that I just caught you in a lie right there, or not. Maybe not want to call you a liar. I take that back. I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry. I meant to say I caught you in an inconsistency because right off the bat, right there, you even admitted in the past that women
No,
can fight too.
wait,
How
women
come she
can't.
can't
Oh my
fight
God,
and get her
this is.
own purse?
I'm gonna have to mute you now because
I'm
this
sorry.
is just not true. You didn't catch me
There he goes, trying to censor free speech.
in a lie. Thank you for not calling me a liar. Yes, women fought at one point. Women still fight today in the military. This doesn't mean that women, on average, are more likely to be able to fight off an attacker as compared to a man. How does this translate, though, to the man should be leading the relationship? Why should the wife be submissive to the man in everything? I don't
Because
understand.
the man's providing. That's what we were talking about. If we can get back to the
In what
roots of our
way? The woman is
conversation.
providing what? His sexual needs? Care for the
His
house?
sexual-
Care for
yeah,
the children?
Care for the house, care for the children, his sexual needs. It's not really asking much to come home from a hard day of work. I know men who work 13, 14, 16-hour days. If all he wants to do is get his foot rubbed and, just have a peaceful place to go home and have a home-cooked meal and his sexual needs fulfilled, that's really not asking much compared to the
Have
man
you ever
having to
had
go
like a
out there.
day with young kids?
What do you mean? Oh, every now and then I'll watch my kids, but I don't think it's the man's job to have to be there as much. I
Okay.
mean, as long
Yeah,
as he's
the thing is
providing
that
and
I've been home with my kids for like consistent stretches of time, and it's incredibly exhausting, actually. Like,
Yeah, it definitely seems like you've been home, staying at home with your kids. Jesus, Hunter, you gotta man the fuck up.
the fact that you're saying that demonstrates not sexism, but if anything, just like a lack of knowledge, maybe privilege, just because of the ignorance you seem to be enjoying.
well, it seems
Saying,
like you're
oh,
the
it's
one
not that hard to come home and want a foot rub and some sex. It is sometimes pretty tough if you've been with the kids all day long, demanding things from you all day long, never able to get a break, not having any engagement with people besides small children who are demanding things of you.
Oh, that's a fair point, but
That's
the man's
incredibly exhaustive.
the man's the one who has to do all the physical work anyway. The woman just kind of has to sit there.
Wait,
but
why does this mean that the man should be the leader of the relationship? Because he's providing the
providing
financial
a roof
money?
over the head, yeah, the fin-
So I think he thought that I was talking about physical labor. I was not talking about that. I'm saying that if your bitch is at home and she's just sitting there on her ass watching the kids, telling, hey, don't eat that, don't hit your head on that, whatever. I get it, whatever. Maybe it is a little stressful. I wouldn't know. I haven't really done it too much. That's my wife's job to watch the kids. But I was talking about the men do all the physical work, and I was talking about fucking. Bitch just gotta lay there and open up her legs.
financial money.
The wife's
providing
with the
a roof
family
over-
more often then. Shouldn't she be the one leading? Because she's the one in the house.
Hunter, this isn't a personal attack at you because I'm a big fan of your channel. You've worked very hard on it, but you have a channel. You just sit there and you stream and debate people who really aren't that intelligent. And now you have somebody
Well, I'm
who's
talking to
pressing
you.
I don't know if
And
that's
you're not that
supposed to be-
intelligent. So, I mean, kind of a self.
Really?
And there he goes. He's getting fucking wrecked with logic and facts. And what's he want to do? Start to try to call me stupid. Probably because I have an accent. I'm from the South. Typical fucking liberal.
There.
This guy makes me want to go back to being a right winger.
I mean, Hunter, I don't understand what I'm saying. That's not biblical fact.
It's not
100%
because biblical
true.
and fact should not be used in the same sentence.
Well, yeah, well, you can tell that to Satan when you're burning in hell.
That's the first problem. When you say it's a biblical fact, it might be a
Well,
fact that it's in the Bible, but just if it's in the Bible doesn't mean it's a fact.
I don't want to go into the Bible thing because you'll get completely wrecked on that because I am a Christian man, God-fearing man. But I'm just talking about my point in Hunter was you don't really work in like the steel mills or the coal factories
I
or
don't need
whatnot.
to.
Coal miners.
Yes, I'm not
You don't
denying that
understand
jobs
how
can be
much
hard.
work it is. It's a hard work, Hunter. So
Yes,
all
but
I'm
you
saying
also
when
don't always understand how much work it is to manage a household day to day.
Oh, yeah, alright. So you're telling me fucking digging through the fucking rocks and shit, digging through the dirt all fucking day. 16, sometimes plus hours a day to try to find a little bit of coal. That's not as hard of work as sitting your fucking ass on the couch and saying, hey kids, don't touch that hot stove. Jesus, give me a fucking break, Hunter.
And take care of small kids. So all I'm saying is both sides seem to be pitching in incredibly exhaustive ways. The man is dedicating nearly all of his life to making money. The wife is dedicating all of her life, at least for now, to taking care of the family and the kids. So why does the man get to be the one who leads and the wife has to submit? Why?
Well, I'm not saying that the wife should be treated like a slave, but I am saying that the wife should submit. And I
Why?
think that if the
Why
man,
should it be the
because
wife submitting to the husband? Why not the other way around? Why not
because
equal?
a husband submitting to the man is against the will of God. If you want to take it from a religious perspective, but if you want to take it from a common sense and biological perspective, a woman who submits to a man are typically 9 out of 10 times more happy. It's in Myron Gaines's book, and now
Right there. Undeniable fact. And he's coping so fucking hard right now.
you
This
might
is
not like him as
untrue. The one he's talking. Wait, was he talking about a study that said women with sexist men are happier?
women with sexless men are. What do you mean?
Sexist with
Oh,
sexist men.
sexist, man. I wouldn't use the word sexist. I would use the word
But is that what he
common
said?
sense.
I'm wondering if that's
No,
what was in Myron's book.
no. Myron does not think he's a sexist. That's just what the label.
No.
That
I know, but I'm saying there have been studies that have suggested the same thing. But usually it's because the woman is under the wrong impression and literally perceives that relationship to be equal, even if it's not. So it's
Right now, he's trying to say this is why I think I'm more woman. I'm more pro woman than he is. I believe in protecting and providing for a woman. He thinks a woman should just go out there and fend for herself. And you see what he's doing right here? He's denying an actual study that was done about how women who are with men who wear the pants are oftentimes more happy, 99% of the time. And what he's trying to do is say, yeah, but that's only because they don't know that they're unhappy deep down. I mean, that just to me sounds like a whole bunch of mansplaining. That's a bunch of fucking bullshit, and I'm going to say it right now. Hunter Avalon is a sexist. He is a wolf in sheep's clothing, but he's doing it for the money.
it's her impression of equality that's actually making her happy in that case. It is not because the man is leading. Again, hold on, wait. Again, relationships in which the men and women are treated equally, they treat each other equally, have the lowest risk of divorce and the most sex. How are you going to deny this?
I'm not denying that. I'm simply just saying that women a lot of times, and I don't like the way you worded it. I think that was disingenuous, no disrespect.
How did I?
I'm
What
just,
was disingenuous?
well, you tried to say that women who are with a man who believes in traditional gender roles, that's the way I would word it, but you worded it as
Yes, it was called
sexist
benevolent
relationship.
sexism in the study.
Benevolent sexism. I mean, that's just some new age feminist jargon, which I'm a male feminist in a lot of ways.
Hunter, time to get off your computer and go clean the house. Look at this man. Can't even believe he calls himself a man.
But I do believe in gender roles. I just think it makes a household happier. There's always going to be ups and downs.
But this isn't true. This is just not true. So why
How?
are women unhappy as stay-at-home moms? Why are relationships where people are treated equally more successful?
Let me ask you a
why?
question.
You're just no. I need to first explain because you're just making assertions right now. You're just like,
Why?
this is
why do-
happier. No, it's not.
Why does Andrew Tate have so many women around him at all times? He's not loyal to them, and they're always hanging on him.
This is
So
you're literally grasping at straws right now.
Yep, he gets all upset because I brought up the top G.
I'm not.
Some people are saying I'm getting trolled right now. Are you a troll?
I'm not a troll. I answered all your questions. I'm a fan of yours. I already told you. I just disagree with you on this.
I don't
one
think you're
thing.
that. Okay, so let's just go over recap here because I got to get off. My kids are getting mad at me. But like recap
sorry
first
if you
it was
got
men are
destroyed.
more. First it was that women are more narcissistic. We looked at the data. That's not true. You tried to say because it was
true.
written by a woman that it's
Myron Gaines's
not.
book breaks it all down.
Hold on. Because you tried to say that because this one study had a lead author who was a female, that somehow discredits the information, which is an ad hom logical fallacy. So by definition.
How can that be a logical fallacy? Women are all emotions and no logic. So therefore, how can a woman write a study, especially calling them out on their fucking narcissism? There ain't no logic in that. This is all emotion and cope.
It's illogical to try and make that argument. So you were wrong about the narcissism thing. Now you're trying to say it's better for the wife to submit because the Bible, which I don't care what the Bible says because it also says it's okay to have slaves, or because people are happier, even though there's data points literally demonstrating the opposite.
Come on, man. I mean, that's just not fair. You're just sitting there handpicking studies right now, and you're denying the Bible. I think that's kind of
cannot
left.
say you're a fan of mine and then use terms
No,
like
I
I'm
am a fan of yours.
I'm cherry.
I don't understand why I can't support the LGBTQ community and more equitable, fair terms out there for people who work very hard to get a little bit of help. At the same time, believe that a man's job is to fucking lead. This guy's just coping so hard right now, it's not even funny.
picking
I
studies.
literally disagree with you on like three things. I believe in the Second Amendment, and I believe in the Bible, and I believe in the quote unquote red pill community. Other than that, I'm more like a moderate leftist. But
Okay,
I
I
do
don't
agree.
care what you consider yourself. The truth of the matter is you need to stop with this idea or belief that women need to submit to the men just
then
by
how
nature
comes
of them being women. That is
well then
a
how comes
problem.
how comes the minute I came under some money, I have a new girlfriend. My first one left me after I got caught cheating, and I ain't saying that was right. But now that I provide and give my wife, she don't have to work a day in her life, and my two kids, they are well fed.
Good.
And
That's great.
thanks, Hunter, I appreciate it. And every now and then, I might just go out, and it doesn't mean anything. And if she asks me about it, I don't lie because I don't believe in mental abuse. I'm honest with her, and
This is why I feel
she's
like you're
happy.
you're trolling me right now. Are you saying like just every now and again you just kind of go up, fuck
It
some like
doesn't mean
prostitute and
it
whatever?
doesn't mean anything, Hunter. Doesn't mean anything, and that's the whole
Do
point.
you think it means anything to your wife?
I don't think she's a fan of it, but I think she'd be more upset if she called me lying. I let her go through my phone and all
You're
that. I don't
lying
talk.
already because you made a promise to.
Look at how triggered he is. I mean, he doesn't even understand that. Well, actually, I think he does understand. I think he knows that I'm making good points. I think he's actually deep down, he'll never admit this. Hunter, you'll never admit it, but you know that I'm brave because I'm sitting here saying what every man thinks. And I don't know. I don't think you've ever cheated on your wife, but you know deep down that you would if you could. You fucking would if you could. And you know that your biology as a man is the same as mine, and you just don't want to go act off of your masculine instincts. And I genuinely feel sorry for you, especially watching your wife say, "Hunter, time to get off the computer." It's fucking ridiculous, man. Be a man.
Be exclusive with her.
No, I never said that. I said that now that
Are you
I'm a high
married? Maybe
status.
I misunderstood. I'm sorry.
No, no, it's okay. I got her a ring, but we didn't actually get married because I have things to lose right now. And you agree with me earlier that men typically do get the short end of the stick in divorce and custody court. And we have a kid together. I have a kid with another woman, but that's not that important. My point is, I didn't want to get married to her because I
So
trust
then
her.
even
But
okay, but then even if you've engaged, like she's under the impression
right.
that this is an exclusive thing. So
I
you're
mean,
kind of lying every time
so
you hook up with her
it it's
or
not
hook up with other
necessary.
people.
No,
Sorry.
no. I already told you right now that first of all, it's only happened like 3 different times, and we've been together now for like 5 years. So it's really not
So
that.
it's only been
Not,
like
I'm not.
3 times cheating.
I mean, that's really not that bad. I know men who cheat almost every other fucking month. Jesus, Hunter, I've had many other opportunities to cheat. I'm not just gonna do it just because. I mean, I'm not a fucking animal. It's just there ain't nothing wrong with every now and then going and exploring some of your options as long as you come home to your wife and you provide.
Okay.
But
I mean,
it's
you're
not.
trying to downplay this, and it's just you sound like you're really coping right now. You're
Why
also
should
acknowledging that
you?
your wife or your fiance, sorry, clearly cares.
No.
It
She's not.
bothers
She's
her. It
not a
means
fan of.
something to her.
But I'm not gonna manipulate her and be abusive mentally and lie to her, and that's where it becomes a problem. And that's what Myron Gaines says. Like, if you get caught cheating and then you try to like, oh, I'm sorry, it didn't happen, and she catches you with a lie, then she thinks that you're a weaker man. So
If
if
you
you're
say,
just
"Yeah, I
honest
hooked
with,
up with another girl," but don't worry, it didn't mean anything, babe. Like
I don't
she
even know
should
her
leave
name.
you, bro.
Why should she
Why are
leave
you
me and
hooking
leave?
up with girls you don't even know the names of if you have a wife?
It's not like it was planned. It just kind of happens. Like I work 16 hours a day. I'm on a job site. Shit happens. I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to swear. It just
You
kind
can
of
swear,
happens.
it's
And
fine.
no, okay, sorry. I didn't know, Hunter. I didn't want to get you in trouble. But yeah, it just kind of happens. And the thing is, it's not. I'm not sitting here saying that I'm proud of what I did. I'm just simply saying that I give my wife a great, great life. I mean, I
I
work
know,
very
but I
hard
feel
for the
like you're
money I
under the
got.
impression that because you're providing her with the financial needs that she needs, which is great by the way, that
Thank
somehow
you.
now justifies you going out and cheating on her
But
because
b-
it doesn't
men,
mean anything to you, but it
but
clearly means
men,
something to her.
but men
Not
can
to
sleep.
mention you've already kind of lied because by giving her a ring,
How did I
you've
lie?
said because by giving her a ring, you're saying I'm committing to you.
That's your assumption, and I just don't. I don't
Did you
think you
agree
should
to an
try.
open marriage or an open relationship?
Hell no. Why would I
Okay,
ever
so then
agree
it
to
was
that?
agreed upon that it was exclusive.
That's just your assumption, and that's just
All right.
society's
Listen,
assumption.
my kids are coming in here now, so I think this is
You
enough
got wrecked.
anyway.
You got destroyed, Hunter.
I've already, well, it's,
There you go. He knows he got fucking destroyed and he's trying to run away and blame it on his kids when I guarantee you it's his fucking wife saying, Hunter, I'm the boss in this relationship, get off. So he goes and blames it on his kids.
I'm about to get wrecked because I've already just had a conversation with a child, and now I'm about to have a conversation with two more kids who just came in here.
How can you? Are you calling me a child? How can you sit there and say how my wife should or shouldn't feel? That kind of sounds like you're mansplaining to my wife.
I don't. I think you're.
There it is. There it fucking is, the hypocrisy of the modern leftists. Again, I am more left than I am right, but this is fucking ridiculous. Who is he to tell a woman how she should or shouldn't feel? It's fucking ridiculous.
Your wife should leave you, genuinely.
What do you mean?
Your wife should leave. Any man who says, well, I give you a lot of money, and so it's okay for me to cheat and break the promise I made to you, skippity-hee-haw, then yeah, no.
Oh, you're gonna mock my accent.
She should ditch you immediately.
Oh, you want to mock my?
Once again, there he goes being racist. Guarantee he'd never mock a black man's accent or a Hispanic man's accent, but he'll mock my accent because I'm a white man from the South. Kid's a fucking racist.
Accent. I'm not sitting here mocking your accent. What the hell? That's not even fair. I'm just talking facts, and you're sitting there mocking me. No disrespect. I'm just saying.
You're not talking facts. You're talking a bunch of BS, facts. My dude.
Is it a fact, Hunter, that I cheated on my wife, and I'll admit it, and she's still here? Why? Because I'm a high-value man, and I provide for her. Fuck. That's all I'm trying to say. So I don't know why you got to cope right now, and you got to deny that that's an objective reality that a woman will stick with a high-value man. If my wife ever cheats, she's getting tossed on the road, and she ain't getting a damn penny because I never married her. But that's okay. She ain't going to cheat on me because she's already with the top guy she ever going to be with. And you know what? I make her happy. I provide for her. I give our kids. So yeah,
typical. It's okay for me to cheat. I'll ditch her the minute she cheats. It's.
No, I know this might have came off a little fucked up, but essentially what I'm saying is that to all the guys out there listening, what you want to do is you want to make sure that your bitch needs you and you don't need her, because the minute she feels like the minute she feels like she doesn't need you, she's gonna leave. So what I made sure I did was to not get a marriage to my wife. She's not really my wife. We just gave her a ring and said some vows in the eyes of God, just so it'd be a sin if she'd cheat on me. But she can never leave me because she gonna have nothing. And I know that sounds wrong. I'm just being direct about how I say it. But again, my wife has a very happy life, and she's with the top echelon of a man she's ever gonna get.
Guys can have sex with a woman and not even like the woman.
Dude. Oh
Guys can have sex with a woman and not even like a woman. Seriously, I'm telling you right now.
Then why would you do that with her? What?
Because
why?
It's not really me doing it. It's my second brain. That's how men are designed.
Yep,
men are designed.
This is such a cope. I'm sure God would be very proud right now, my dude.
I'm unsubscribing from you. You know what?
You know what? Go unsubscribe from me. Stop. I can't believe you would consider yourself a fan if you actually think women should be submitting to the husband and
I believe in gay marriage.
On the Bible.
I believe in gay marriage. That's why.
Well, maybe you should believe in straight marriage because you don't seem to believe in your own. But either way,
I do. I believe in biblical marriage. You got wrecked, Hunter. You're coping hard.
Yeah, I got so wrecked. I'm about to make fun of your accent again. Okay, go back to.
I don't know if y'all guys seen that, but what Hunter's also been doing is cutting this video up and trying to make me look bad. But honestly, he just got fucking destroyed.
Smoking crack. Unsubscribe for me and go away. Skippity hee haw. Goodbye.
Everybody.
Oh my gosh, this guy was insane.
Now, anyway, guys, I just want to wrap this video up and show everybody the truth. Hunter, you tried to cut this video up. I fucking exposed you. Even with you cutting this video and editing it, you still got wrecked, Hunter. I think you know it. I think you're scared to ever have me back on your show again because I fucking own you. But like I said, even though I'm no longer a subscriber to Hunter and not necessarily a fan because I think he argued in bad faith, you can hear his wife in the background telling him, Hunter, you got to get off the computer. Because she wears the pants in their relationship. So I'll give that relationship about 3 more years. She going to leave him for a guy like me. I ain't saying it's going to be me. Because no disrespect, but I think I can do a little better. But yeah. This has been Little Big Young OG and the Only Facts Podcast. Kind of a special episode today. Just breaking down some of the hypocrisy from Hunter Avalon. Somebody I used to admire. But anyway, guys. Just make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe on this video. And check out my music. I'm the fucking best rapper of all time. Hottest shit in town, not enough dick to go around.